Buzz.
All right, everyone, we are at week 4 of March already. I cannot believe that we are already this far into the year. It's just crazy to me how quick these months are going by. But when you love what you do, like that's what happened. Time flies when you're having fun. So I hope it's going by as quickly for all of you. Welcome to the funnels call. So today we are going to talk about the 4th pillar in my Freedom to Flourish Foundation or Freedom to Flourish system. And what that is, I'm going to go over that and kind of talk to you guys a little bit about this. And funnels, I know everybody's heard the word funnels. If you are online at all, you've seen the word funnels, you know what funnels are, but you don't really understand how they work for your real estate business. And hopefully everyone on this call is actually a realtor here today or on their way to becoming a realtor, because as a realtor, we have to do lead generation. And so many of the traditional ways of doing lead generation were like call for sale by owners, call expires, door knock. Doesn't have to be like that. We have social media, we have connections, we have all these other ways to do lead generation, but what does it involve? So that's what we're going to talk about today. But before I get started in that, I want to talk a little bit, well, this is from before. You all know me. I'm not going to go into all of this. I've been an agent for almost 22 years. All of that is from that presentation. But my point is that if I could do this, anyone can do this. And I've created a system to help you. And that system is why you're in this call today. This is part of the system, but there's a lot more to the system. And I created this system with the help of my good friend who is here on the call, Angela Kristen Taylor. And you might be wearing the same shirt that you are in the picture. Look at that. That's funny. That's awesome. You look really good in that color too, Go. So it's not, oh, nope, you got a button today. She's like, I'm not. It's not the same one. I wear the same stuff over and over and over, so it's okay if it is. But anyway, Angela was my coach for about 3 years, about 6 or 7 years ago, and we ended up just becoming best friends. And now we love you too, girl. Now we work closely together at Epic Realty and help other agents to build their real estate businesses. I'm an area leader in New Braunfels. Angela is a state broker in Georgia and an area leader, and we are just bringing on agents and really helping them find success through this new model that we have. So Angela is going to help me throughout this call a little bit today. So I want to talk about the system really quick before we dig into the funnels pillar. So the first 3 pillars are vital to making the funnels work because it's all of the pieces that go ahead of that. So I'm just going to talk briefly on each one of these and what they look like. And remember, we start this all over next week. So next Tuesday, we dig really deep into mindset again. And then week 2, we dig into foundations. Week 3, automations. Week 4, funnels. So here we are. But mindset is first. That's the first pillar because I honestly believe that if you do not have the right mindset in real estate, you will not succeed. Like you cannot wake up every day and do all the work that has to be done in this business in order to be successful. If you have a negative mindset and you think that you can't do it, you're absolutely right. You're not going to do it. And if you have the right mindset and you're positive and you think, I'm going to do it, then you're right, you're going to do it. And that is like, there's so much more to it. So come back next week and we'll talk a lot more about that next week. But that's first because it sets the stage for the rest of it. Foundations. That week, we talk a lot about your CRM, your branding, your logo, what platforms are I love this term. So this is from my new coaching platform, which is Agent Hub 360. I'm doing that inside of Epic, and she calls it the best of breed. And I love that because there's like 100 different companies that you could be using for every single thing in your business, but they talk about using the best of breed, the best of them. So Canva is, for instance, going to be a best of breed. listings to leads, which is one of the foundational pieces that I have used in my business since like 2012, certain things like that. So we talk a lot about that on foundations, and then automations. Y'all, I'm all about systemize, automate, and delegate. Like anything that I can pass on to my assistants, I'm going to pass it on because I got other things to do. And that's why I'm building a team, or I have a team. I already have a team, but I'm using this new coaching platform that's included at Epic called Agent Hub 360 to become the CEO of my business and find more leverage using that system. And so that's all an automation. But here we are today, and it's funnels day. So we're going to dig into this a little bit more. Oops, see, I forgot that I had these in there even. Wow, I really added all of it. Okay, so this is where we are today. Funnels. This is where you want to spend most of your time and energy. After you get the foundation set up, your automation's done, this is where you want to wake up and spend 80% or 20% of your day, because this is going to make the most difference for you and bring the money in. And we're all in it for the money. Not really. We're in it for the freedom and the joy, but I mean, let's just admit it, it's about the money. Okay, so we're going to talk about these funnels, and these are just examples of some of the funnels. After this, we're going to dig into what's your offer. An offer is the top of funnel. I'm going to go into that. I kind of jumped ahead, but a funnel is the whole thing. It's this part right here. It's inside the funnel. So we go out there into the world and we have all of these different social media posts, blog posts, email marketing, all of these different marketing pieces that go out into the world, and their only purpose is, well, I guess they could, one of the could have two. One could be for recognition, but the number one thing is to get the client to click on it so that you can grab their information and get them into one of your funnels, and then work them through that funnel so that toward the end, when they're ready to convert and say, I'm ready to list my house or I'm ready to write a contract, you're the agent that they know, love, and trust, and they want to help you do that. So we were literally just talking about this on my call before this about luck. So they choose a word, and I'm going to share this with you guys. So can you see this? The word of the week is luck. And the definition of luck is actually when preparation meets opportunity. So people say all the time, like, you're so lucky, Dawn, you have this or that. I'm like, dude, I have worked my butt off. There's no luck involved here. I have put the work out there to do the things that I've done and be where I am. But maybe it is a little bit of luck, but I love the part where preparation meets opportunity. I have prepared with all of this stuff so that when luck does happen to strike and an agent says, hey, Dawn, I want to join your team, or a client says, hey, Dawn, I want to list my house, or whatever it might be, like, I'm prepared. I've done the things on the other side so that I know whenever they're ready to pull that trigger and make that move, I'm just going to put them through my automations, or I'm going to do whatever needs to be done because I've done that preparation. And so now luck and the opportunity come about, I'm ready to move on. So I say all of that because I want you to think of your funnels like that. Don't think so much about the lead itself. Think about the what's the word I'm looking for? Darn menopause. Like, I swear, my words just disappear from me. The journey. Okay, the journey of the lead. What is that going to look like for that client? So we're going to give you a few right here when we come back to this, but right now I want to jump back to this. So these are a few examples of a funnel. So the first one that I always, and we go over this in week 1, which is next week. You guys could join us. We're going to start it all over again. I share with you in that one, and I'll even share it with you at the end of this, just in case you want to get started on it, the abundance plan. So the abundance plan is where you document everything. And inside of that abundance plan, I have a blank VIP database spreadsheet that you can start collecting your people's data on. I'll talk a lot more about that next week and in the foundations call. But your VIP database is like it's your gold. It's the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's where you want all those leads that go into that funnel and come out at the bottom, and then you turn them into right here, you turn them into VIP people, and then you prospect to them as well. They're like your most important people. You have events for them. You do all kinds of things. So you got to create a marketing campaign for that specific funnel. We'll go over that more later. But listings to leads marketing. Listings to leads is a great marketing tool. They have a lot of different PDFs that you can download to Canva and upload your data onto it. So it's your piece of marketing information. And I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to go into that a little bit more here in a minute, but listings to leads is a great one. Social media, I know a lot of agents who just get leads off social media and that's it, because they're putting out awesome marketing showing that they're doing the work and they get the leads from that. Paid leads, some agents want to do Zillow, homes.com, realtor.com, lots of different places that you could be a referral partner. Pay for leads, that's another good one. Realtors, referrals from realtors, that's a good one. If you have a great network, it's all about network though. Like, where's your network? We're going to talk about that more here in a sec too. Relocation, that's one of my favorites because I live in New Braunfels, Texas, which is like a relocation destination. We're in the top 5, like almost every single report that I see says New Braunfels. So, I'm so torn about that too, right, Teresa? Teresa's here in New Braunfels with me, and we're like, okay, as realtors, this is great. As people who live in this community, like, stop moving here. So I'm going to move somewhere else and just come back to see my team here. Relocation though, great. Farming, digital farming, so many different ways that you could do farming. But, and then there's 100 more. PTA, senior citizens, working with veterans, VA, military. There's so many different funnels that you could do. And I always say, do one first, perfect it, automate it, get everything figured out for the whole year, and then know on the first of next month what you're supposed to do for that funnel. And then as long as it's going and you pretty much have it automated, or you have to just do a couple of things, then go work on the next one. Okay, so the first thing is really figuring out which ones are going to work for you. And so let's jump over now to this. So Angela and I are going to talk more about what's your offer. So this is where I said Listings to Leads has great downloads, and I'm going to give you a link to Listings to Leads that you guys could download a free 21-day trial to Listings to Leads. Go download all those PDFs into your Canva account so you could edit them whenever you want. Just do that during the 21 days. And if Canva or if Listings to Leads looks like something you want to implement into your business and do all the marketing that they have, great. It's what I've used for 12 years now, since 2012. So it's a great platform. Epic has, for those of you who are here at Epic, Epic launched Social Bay, which I was really excited about until I started doing Agent Hub 360, and they said I had to keep my Listings to Leads account anyway because it was a best of breed, and that the algorithms and stuff work really well with Listings to Leads. So I'm doing both. But for a lot of you, if you haven't got into Listings to Leads and you're with Epic, I think Social Bay will be able to do that instead. But no matter what, sign up for the 21-day free trial. Go in and download all the PDFs. All right. So let's talk about offers. Offers are top of funnel. These are all offers right here. These are all things that you could do to put out onto social media, email, blog, wherever you want to put them, these are all different offers. So I want you to think of these offers also as having a category of which funnel are they. So each one of them, so say you, I'm going to use one for an example, and I'm going to do Relo because that's the one I'm working on for the year. It's going to take me all year to do it because I want to do a blog with it. I want to do a weekly post. I want to do a weekly email, and I haven't even started my blog yet because it's in my 90-day plan, but I just haven't got to it yet. So I want to use relocation. So what am I gonna post? I'm gonna be doing several different things out here in this stuff, but one of them is the biggest part of that is going to be my relocation guide. So I'm building a relocation guide that talks about New Braunfels, Texas. It's digital and it's going to work with my blog. So my blog, they'll be able to open up the relocation guide. The relocation guide itself will have links to my blogs because I want to do a weekly blog post on like a coffee shop or my favorite restaurant, or hey, check out the new restaurant. I'm not going to do a long form YouTube video though. That was something I thought I wanted to do at one point, but now you don't have to do that. Between stories and reels and YouTube shorts, like you just don't need to do that whole, so many people want to be this YouTube star, and I thought that was a great idea, but it's a lot of work, y'all. Like it's a lot of work to do YouTube. And so we just don't need that. So a relocation guide, even if you just do a PDF and you have that, you're going to be able to put that out here and share it with the world. But guess what? In order for them to get your PDF guide, AKA Relo guide, they're going to have to give you their information. And that information is going to go into your Lofty account or your CRM, whatever your CRM is. And so this is all like marketing 101 that they fail to teach us as real estate agents. Like they just say, go get leads, go do lead generation, but go do for sale by owners. But no, it's more about filling up our pipeline and working that pipeline than it is about knocking on doors. If that's you and you want to add that and that's one of your funnels, awesome, go do it. I had one guy, my first buyer agent, his name was Clayton Jewett, and he was awesome at knocking on doors. I would be like, you gonna go door knocking today? He's like, yeah, you want to go with me? I'm like, no, absolutely not. I hate knocking on doors. I will tell you too, one time I was doing an open house and I was at KW and they were telling me, oh, you have to do open, or you have to do walk the neighborhood and pass out invitations whenever you do an open house. And I'm thinking, who says I have to do that? But the powers that be say I have to do that. So I thought, okay, I could do this. So I get in my car and I go and I print these really nice invitations and I park in the neighborhood and I have a panic attack. Like I just start crying. I'm like, oh my God, like what is wrong with me? I'm not doing this. Like I can't do this. I'm going to be a failure. This is awful. And then I was like, wait a minute. Like, I don't have to do this. Nobody needs to tell me what I have to do. Like I'm going to do what works for me. And I said that day, I will never do that again. And I don't expect any of you to ever do anything that you don't want to do. I'm all about testing the waters and seeing how far I can expand. But I'm also about feeling good. Like if it doesn't feel good, there's probably a reason it doesn't feel good. It's not something that you're supposed to be doing. So let's lean more into feeling good and seeing what does work for us, because then we're going to wake up and instead of not wanting to do it, we're going to want to do it, and then we're going to be excited to do it. Like I love working on my relo guide, and I love going out and taking photos in New Braunfels and doing that kind of stuff. Like that's right up my alley. I'm learning about SEO and the blog, so that's what I want to do for my number one, well, like my number 4 funnel. So think about that and then choose wisely when you go to figure out what your funnel is and what is your offer. So every funnel needs to start with an offer. So with your VIP, with my VIP, I use HomeBot. So every time I get a new lead, they get an email that says, or we have a closing. They say, "Hey, welcome to HomeBot. This is Dawn's gift to you." She uses HomeBot for a monthly home evaluation, but it's called something else. I don't remember what it is, but it's more like a report card for your home and your equity, and they go into a lot of different things. So I love offering that. That's like my number one. That is my offer for my VIP funnel. And then, like I already talked about, my offer for my public funnel is my relocation guide. And I'm not done with that. So I'm not going to start on something else. That's my goal for the whole year. I'm giving myself the whole year. By the end of the year, that blog is going to be up and running. I'm going to have a beautiful relocation guide, and that's going to be my thing. So that's what I'm working on. If you're military or VA, I would highly consider, well, with this whole new thing, after they get that figured out on how the VAs are going to get their loans paid for, that'll work itself out. Though I'm not going to live in fear of what's going on with all of that. We are real estate advisors, and there's always going to be a space for us. So whatever happens with what's going on out there, we're not going anywhere, y'all. So there's going to be valleys and hills and all kinds of things for us to climb and go throughout our careers, but just hang in there. Okay, now I'm going to bring my good friend Angela in to talk about this offer number 2. And these are the 3 that I suggest always your VIP first. Number 2, your passion community. And I'm going to have Angela talk about that. And she has a whole workshop that's a week-long training that could help you figure out what your passion community is and get that figured out. And then pick one offer for your public offer. Like I said, relo, military, seniors, something that has to do with getting you out into your community and getting you involved in something. All right, so Miss Angela, I would love for you to talk a little bit about this passion community.
Sure. So, part of that whole like having that guide or whatever, that Don's talking about your offer 3 over there, finding your passion community can help you with that because it's really about identifying who it is that you really want to serve and why you want to serve them. What is it that really lights you up about a specific group of people, and it could be around your community, right? Like Dawn is very engaged with her local community in New Braunfels, right? And I've seen her create videos and things of walking down the street in New Braunfels, and it's beautiful, right? You can make it part of your community. But like another thing that Dawn is involved with is her Jeep Club, right? So like that's a whole nother passion community for her because her and her husband have that white rabbit, like to take it on the Jeep trails. And, so it's a community that she gets to be a part of, right? So I'll tell you that I kind of stumbled across this in a couple different ways. So one was years ago, and I've been in real estate since 1994, so really long time. And when I started having kids in 1999, and so I was like 5 years into the business, and I realized that I just wanted to be a mom and kind of shut my business down. I didn't want to be working. And back then, we didn't have social media. Internet was really pretty new. It wasn't really widespread yet. And so the thought for me was like, okay, well, the only way of getting business back then was having a group of people, referral network, right? Past clients, things like that, or cold calling. And so I was in 1999, I was 24 years old. So 24, 25, I was 25. So I was 25 years old. So I didn't have a network of people that were buying houses when I was 25. So I was cold calling all the time. It was what I did all day. So when I started having kids, it was like, and I really don't want to do that anymore. I just want to sit back and be a mom and enjoy that time. So we had Yahoo at that point. We had Yahoo groups. And so I jumped into some Yahoo groups that were from, moms with babies. And I found this one group that I really loved, a group of women who were planning on homeschooling their children, which I was planning on doing that. So I was like really engaged with this group. I did a story time and craft at my house every Tuesday. I would call all the moms in the group and just talk to them and just be a friend, you know? And literally that group fed me business. So, because the first question they asked me is, what did you do before you were a mom? I said, well, I was a real estate agent. Really? Do you still have your license? We're bursting at the seams. We need a new house. You know, my friend needs a new house. My parents are downsizing. And so it was just one thing after another. I literally only had to show up for that one group of people. And it wasn't even my group. I didn't even create it. I just joined it. And before I knew it, business was busier than it had ever been when I was picking up the phone and calling people all day long and getting yelled at and hung up on. So it was much more fun. It was just exciting. And I was able to, turn play dates into listing appointments and take my kids with me when I went to show houses. So the entire process of running a real estate business was much more aligned with who I was as an individual. And so that was, one of the big ways that it kind of turned me on to realizing that everybody has a group of people that they're really passionate about. And I've helped a lot of agents with identifying this passion community. And so that is one of the things that we talk about in Local Agent Legend is identifying who that passion community is. Now, another thing that we do talk about in that 5-day workshop is overcoming all the things that stop you from taking action and reaching out to people. Because a lot of times when we think about having a passion community, we also think about how we feel about ourselves and what we believe other people perceive us as. And that can stop us in our tracks from actually showing up and doing the things that we really want to do because we feel like somehow we're a problem or a burden or something else. And then we don't show up for those people when we really want to. Yes, Don.
Which is me. Like, I just want to chime in right there because that's why I put mindset first. I used to have mindset at the end, but I'm like, this has to go first. And just like Angela addresses it in that workshop, if that's you guys at all, like, go do the workshop because I wouldn't have even put myself on video 6 years ago. Like, it was awful. I just worried about what everybody thought. And I had to do a lot of internal work first before I was willing to do the things I needed to do before I had really built up my confidence. And it takes that work to build your confidence. And yeah, Angela goes deep into it. I'm on all of those calls in her workshop too. I took it with her and it was phenomenal. So if that's
Yeah.
you, and I say this with love because it's so many of us as women, we worry. We have been trying to please people our entire lives. We've wanted to live up to the hype of we what we thought our expectations were from our families, from our loved ones, from our daddies, from like everything. But I feel like it's time for you to just be you. And that's going to be okay. And Angela will help you work through that. And then these are the things we talk about all the time on these calls. So,
Yeah,
like I
absolutely.
said,
So I
that
just
part.
put that into the chat for you guys. You just put your email in to register, and it gives you access to all 5 days. Each day is 1 hour, and yeah, so enjoy it. It's there for you.
Awesome. And we're going to turn the recording off here in a minute. We'll talk more about that here in a little bit. So that is really, these are the three offers that can really help you, but let's do them one at a time. Come back every month. Like, we're going to work next month. So take next month and really let's work on your VIP and getting that set up. And then come back in May and let's go do the work in this right here, but you don't necessarily have to be doing the posts and doing all of that until you know what your passion community even is going to be. And then your offer number 3 for the public, like, let's go slow about it. If you don't have your VIP set up already, that's the first one. Start collecting data. Go through your phone, go through everything. I just had to do this for Agent Hub 360. I thought I had my VIP database. Like, I'm like all proud of it. And they're like, nope, we want all your phone contacts. We want your email contacts. I'm like, oh my gosh. So we're like completely reconstructing my VIP people, my sphere of influence, the people I know, so that I can get in front of more people. And she's absolutely right. I had 3,700 people in my phone, and they took all those people and put them on a spreadsheet, and I'm having to go through and be like, oh my gosh, delete. Or but you know what I've come across already is like 10 of them who I'm like, why is that person not in my database? Like they should be. Those people are hiding out in your phone, and you got to get them from the phone to the paper. So just start there. Your phone, your email, your social media posts, who's liking your stuff. Get that get those VIP people on the VIP. So let's go ahead and get out of this. Oh, I love this saying. We have to say this. If you can dream it, have the courage to take action, and have discipline to stay on the right path, you will make it. And you will. You're already here. You got your real estate license, you're here. So I'm going to just go ahead and go open this stuff so that you guys could have it right now and share it with you. All right, I'm going to stop recording though. So that's it for the foundations call. We will see you next week on Tuesday. If you're watching this recording, we will see you for starting over on mindset. All right, so I'm going to stop.